All the excitement I didn't have for the OnePlus 10 Pro, I seem to have saved for the OnePlus Nord N20 5G. Coming to T-Mobile, T-Mobile exclusive next week, April the 28th, rumored price $282, a very interesting device that we'll talk about. And first off, I have zero problem with it being a T-Mobile exclusive. You want to talk about Verizon? Okay, they don't have a deal with Verizon. Verizon's always been on its own little planet as far as CDMA devices and then continuing into their voice over LTE devices today. But AT&T deserves everything that's coming to them. Seriously. The amount of nonsense that they're putting customers through to just get onto their network, that bizarre certification process that they're essentially just making people pay for to get onto the network, to be certified for Wi-Fi calling and voice over LTE and to get on their 5G network is absolutely ridiculous. So their phone selection stinks to begin with, and that's what they want you to choose from. And if they don't get phones and people want to be T-Mobile exclusives or any sort of other exclusives, good for them. I had to go there and get 2 SIM cards today. 2. Because of stuff that they took off the network. One phone that should have worked, my Microsoft Surface Duo, which was an AT&T locked version, that the SIM cards they couldn't even fix. They got the data working, but the calls didn't work and all kinds of stuff. And then the person working at the store said to me, well, I'll waive the fee this time, but next time it's going to be $10. The lack of awareness is exquisite. They have no idea what's going on. They broke the SIMs, and then they're saying, well, we'll do you a favor. We'll do you a favor. We'll waive it this time. Next time you got to pay, though. Sorry, even if we break it. Anyway, the N20, which has been OnePlus's bread and butter here in the United States, especially through T-Mobile, their budget offerings. And there's a lot to like here, especially on paper. 6.4-inch display, OLED, not 90 hertz, but they did upgrade it to OLED from the N10 last year, which was LCD. Snapdragon 695, which has been okay. The power really doesn't have to be all that great. 6 gigs of RAM, though, which is something that I really like. I really love to see that on budget devices, especially now sub-$300 devices. That's quite nice. 64 megapixel camera, whatever. It's going to be up to software. Regardless, and a really nice design. Really sharp. If they had come out with a regular OnePlus 10 with that particular design, or if they had just had a beefed up OnePlus 10 Pro that looked like that, we'll show the picture, I'd be interested. But the thing that I like the most about it, and I saw a bunch of articles on this saying this was a criticism, it's shipping with Android 11. It's shipping with Oxygen OS 11, which the articles was, I saw The Verge, I saw, oh, it's 18 months old. Yeah, okay, but it works. They were pulling back their Android 12 anyway, so don't saddle us with that right off the bat. If you have a fully functional Android 11 distribution, which you do in Oxygen OS 11, give us that. That's great. Oxygen OS 11 was one of the best Android experience you could have last year. So if they're able to give us that because they announced that they're trying to backtrack the ColorOS integration with Oxygen OS 12 anyway, so to give us the Android 11, I think is a plus, not a minus. That's going to make this a well-running device. And that's what gets me excited about it. I can't wait to get my hands on it because for that price range, $282, 6 gigs of RAM, an OLED display, a very nice design, and that clean Android experience that you used to get with OnePlus, that you used to get before they went to the ColorOS integration. That's worth getting excited about. That's actually worth getting excited about. And I threw darts at OnePlus in my video talking about the OnePlus 10 Pro. How I wasn't signing up for it. How they can experiment and do their backtracking and all the rest of it as much as they want on Oxygen OS 12, but they're not doing it on my dime. So I have to give them credit for being self-aware enough, unlike some companies. Google! The pollen count's really high today. Sorry about that. Unlike some companies who don't admit any mistakes whatsoever, everything's just fine, everything's great, everything's running fantastic, I don't know what you're talking about. They could say, all right, this didn't work, all right, they don't get a gold star for putting out something that was just completely broken, like Oxygen OS 12 was, but they at least recognized it, they stopped giving it to people. In fact, for a while on the OnePlus 9, you couldn't even download it anymore. They pulled it within a week. They said, all right, we're not doing this anymore. And on newer devices, like the budget devices, that might have a little issue with the hiccups. If you're getting a Snapdragon 695 and 6 gigs of RAM, you might struggle on some of the issues that Oxygen OS 12 was having. So give us a fully optimized, light, lean and mean Android 11 distribution on that hardware, and I think you're going to have a good time. I really am looking forward to that. We're going to have one here on the channel next week. Do the unboxing, do the 24 hours, all the rest of it. But between just how light and thin that model looks, the premium look to it, I don't know what the materials are actually going to be. It's probably going to be some sort of plastic build, but you never know. 300's right on that borderline range. OnePlus really put effort into their budget designs and their budget phones the last year or so, especially in the United States on T-Mobile. A lot of people love the Nord, the N100, the N10. People were going crazy about it. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get a version of the Nord, the original Nord, that kind of aqua blue looking one that they got overseas. I was kind of looking forward to something like that here, but I think they didn't do that because it would cannibalize a little too much the OnePlus 9 from last year. Because if you're looking at that at like the 450 range with all that offer, then you're looking at the OnePlus 9, you're like, is there really that much of a difference here to not go ahead and make that jump up? But this one's going to be good. It's going to be my first OnePlus budget offering. It's hard to beat that price. 5G, 6 gigs of RAM, OLED display, $282, running a nice light distribution of Android. At least they can learn from their mistakes. If it's not working, you got something that works. I would have loved the working version of Android 11 on a Pixel 6. I think that would have been outstanding. That would have been unbeatable. So I at least give them credit for recognizing, pulling back, and being able to admit and give us something that works. A lot of other companies should look at that. There's no reason to upgrade. If your distribution of 12 stinks, keep us on a well-rounded version of 11. Microsoft Surface Duo is doing that so far. No rush. Get 12 right or keep us on 11. I see no issue with that. So to give us a budget device that you know is going to be on not the most powerful hardware, give us something tried and true that you know is going to work right. Channel sponsor, LongIslandWatch.com. You got a gift coming up for somebody. It doesn't matter. It's always a day to gift yourself. It's always you day. Link will be in the description. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.